Brad Taste in Music was a content creator in the music space and community here on YouTube. I think his channel started taking off around 2018, and many of you may have known him for his edit-heavy reactions to albums like Blurry Face and The Black Parade, which gained him a pretty big fan base. Despite the fact that he often hated on music, he did it in a funny way, and a lot of people were drawn to that content. I don't think I need to explain to you the whole parasocial aspect of content, but obviously people enjoyed his personality, and for a while there, I was kind of one of those people, despite the fact that Brad and I started off on bad terms. So today, I wanted to sit down and talk about my history with a man turned monster, or perhaps he was just a monster the entire time and most people didn't know. Hey neighbor, welcome back. My name is John. This video is going to be a doozy. So trigger warning up top. If you're not familiar with the situation, this is going to involve some discussions of abuse. No, I'm not going to be playing the audio. I find that to be tacky personally, but other channels have uploaded it. It's out there, but fair warning, it's traumatizing. Before we get too deep into this, I just wanted to shout out the GoFundMe that a friend of Tina, who is Brad's ex-fiance, they were together for half a decade, I think a little over 5 years. Tina has made it evident in an interview and just from some stuff that I've been told from her personally. I've been in contact both on Instagram and over iMessage in the past month, and I think that it kind of goes without saying that there's a lot that Tina could not say for a long time, and now she's been put in a very horrible situation by Brad. Her hand was essentially forced through a series of unhinged videos that he released, one of them titled SI, Suicidal Ideations. And he essentially weaponized his suicide and his own mental health throughout the video, even going as far as to show the bottle of alcohol he claims that he almost drank all the pills with. And it's textbook abuser shit and narcissist shit, trying to get your sympathy any way that they can. Like he even said in that video, if I could just make that one piece of content that will fix everything. And they still hold on to that delusion. And it's so clear that Brad is living in a world of his own delusions and narcissism.
She was letting people think that I beat her just so that she can stay out of it. Oh man, I really hope she feels proud of it. Fucking ridiculous, the shit I put up with. Bad bitch, look, getting my nuts kissed.
Anyways, Brad Taste first came on my radar in a very annoying way in 2018. Of course, I was very annoying back then too. I think he had commented on like a 21 Pilots review of mine or something, or like, isn't this the guy that gave Blurry Face a 9 or something like that? And I replied just snarkily, stupidly, unknowingly autistic AF, just coming across awkward in replies all the time. And little did I know I had replied to a budding troll-type creator.
Now, you might be asking, why am I doing this? Well, if you're unaware with my Twitter, I've gotten into a little bit of heat with Mr. ARTV over here, John from ARTV, where simply I commented on his post, and I said, you gave Blurry Face 4.5 out of 5. No, it came out very recently, and I'm willing to bet that I am probably one of the reasons why that video came out. I do give myself a lot of credit for it.
I ended up talking to Brad privately over Twitter, and we made a video together talking about the music community on YouTube and things that needed to change at the time. And I saw it as an olive branch from Brad at the time, but in hindsight, it feels more like he just put his first foot on the ladder on the way that he wanted to climb up.
Hey Brad, it's John from ARTV. Listen, giving you a call back here. Yes, I got your message, all 18 of them. Finally listened to the track last night, and to be quite honest with you, I had nightmares. This is something that I can't even imagine ever listening to again, and why you would think about including that on a tape is kind of beyond me.
you could barely get like a word of your own shit in, right? He doesn't ask questions about other people. He talks about himself. He talks about his cars, his money, his bitches, his, strip club outings, his gambling addiction. There was a time where I got a call from Brad outside of a casino, and he told me that he had just lost like multiple nights this week, $10K a night, that he's just gambling away. I'm like, what the fuck are you calling me? People would all think that all of his stuff, even, he would joke around about abusing Tina. I wasn't there for those streams. I don't know what the vibe was like, but I don't like a culture where abuse is normalized by jokes. That's unfortunately how people's barriers are broken down, and it leads to people becoming Destiny fans. Brad and I were friendly. I wouldn't have ever called Brad a friend of mine, but an acquaintance for sure. Maybe it went beyond that, and sometimes we did end up talking, and Brad would call me on the phone. That didn't really start taking place until like the COVID era, maybe 2021, something like that. Brad would reach out to me at times asking for relationship advice, mostly stuff not really that much related to YouTube and music, which were typically the things that I would ask him about. I found it a little bit strange, but I also knew that he was younger and it was his first time in like a long-term relationship, and he talked to me a lot about how he didn't get attention from women in high school, and now that he has eyes on him, it's very awesome and appealing to him that women are looking at him and that he has the money to back up the things and that women will pay attention to him now. And it turns out that Brad wasn't just, saying things. He was walking the walk too. Not only was he gambling viewers' money away, all of the donations that he was alleging, I need $10K to feed my family and all of that bullshit.
I'm going to ask help from you guys. Financial help. I just really hate that I am like super mentally ill and and anyone has access to the ability to talk to me. Financial help, like actual financial help right now. You can add super request things to the bottom. I can also link my PayPal. Right now, I need enough money to support my family. And basically, I need enough money to last about a month. So in total, maybe about 10 grand. Yeah. Like that's like the minimum.
It's why I ended up crashing out pretty hard in the YouTube drama sub last year, even going as far as to post some anonymous allegations, which I wholeheartedly apologize for. I conducted myself very poorly, and it's one of the things that led to me going to therapy, because I saw just an ounce of Brad taste in myself. And when I looked at myself in the mirror, that scared the shit out of me. When I made those anonymous posts and ended up coming out and saying that it was me at the time, and it led to me taking some time away from the internet and even my channel, as you guys have seen, I've stepped back over the past year and needed some time to work on myself because I saw things like that. And it's just wild and so terribly sad to see the other side of the situation. What happens if you keep going down that path with your foot fully stumped to the pedal to the metal, just speed running the end of your career, chronically online, bags under your eyes, no sleep, just going on tangents, uploading and deleting videos consistently throughout your entire run. The amount of mental health related videos that this guy has made over the years, it just really made me feel like, wow, I really have overshared some stuff in the past, and it's not even like 1/100th of some of the shit that this guy is telling on himself for, including an arrest for domestic violence in August of 2024.
Trying to get things back to normal so that, like, we could live a normal fucking life. And she repays me by recording me in my house without my knowledge. It's the biggest betrayal I've ever felt. I felt so violated. I see her sitting on the couch, like, screaming and crying, and I'm pissed off. Because, like, I'm trying to focus to get work done, and it felt like she was interrupting that. Like, I'm keeping it up. You don't contribute shit to the equation. Get out. She calls the cops on me, and they have me arrested for domestic violence.
I just wanted to quickly pull this up because Tina, Brad's ex-fiance, did an interview with Purple Perry Gaming, and one Redditor, Liam, shout out to Liam, broke down a lot of the bullet points from the interview, including something that I actually didn't know what the chronic illness was, but Tina is living with fibromyalgia, and it's just another thing that makes this shit so much harder when she was dealing with 5 years of constant abuse. Maybe it wasn't physical. They both claimed that no, hands were ever laid on her. But when you're punching walls next to somebody, have you ever watched a show like the limited series Made?
No.
You could donate it to the Red Cross.
Sean, that's my fucking car. That is my life. That is my only way for me to leave here. Sean, that's
Late
the
for
only
work.
way for me to do anything.
I'm late for work.
Brad Taste in Life Decisions has been spiraling out now for over a year extremely publicly, and I don't care to get into all of the timeline, the nitty-gritty, every single photo, tag, fallout.
It's one thing like losing your partner. It's another thing like with losing hive mind.
I wanted to say that the final collaboration that I did with Brad when I met up with him in person in Chicago in the fall of 2022, I was there for Riot Fest with my buddy Johnny, aka Viral Rack, who could back up the things that I'm about to say in my experience with Brad Taste. We got a lot of red flags. I definitely got a ton of red flags from Brad because the entire time that we hung out, I would say 90% of it was spent in conversation with Brad flexing on us about his cars, about his record label, about his friend's music that was just blowing up because of him, about all of the money. He talked about money so much, nonstop, so much to the point, and I said, sure, you can pay for our food, Mr. Moneybags. Why don't you pay for the entire trip while you're at it if you're just out throwing 10 grand on red every night? Brad is the stupid fucking ghoul that less than a week before he's posting the sorry video, and saying once again he's going to take another massive break, which is what, the 8th time he's taken a year-long break in the past 2 weeks? When Brad briefly appeared in my 3 Days Grace Explosions Rock Gone Wrong episode, which I've now unlisted, it was just kind of a brief cameo, and it involved me and Brad kind of riding around in his car and listening to a couple of the songs and filming some of his reactions and just cutting up a bit of it for the bit. If I have any extra footage, I might slide it in here.
I'd say it's going like the decent 8,
Like the decent 8?
I was thinking 10 at first, but then...
Yeah, but then what exactly, huh?
Well, you took a wrong turn back there after rolling through a stop sign and a little moving violation, a little changing lanes in the intersection. Brad's driving, quite frankly, is out of control. Like, I'm not sure how this kid got a license.
It's that little squeaky shit.
Yeah.
Make me go a little crazy, I can't help it.
Main point is that I walked away from that feeling like Brad was very shady, and while for the next year and a half or so, I tried to kind of stay in Brad's corner and give him advice when he would reach out to me and say things like, I don't know how to be intimate with my partner, and I don't know how to cuddle, and I don't know how to do this and how to do that. And then I find out that he has paid $4,000 for the touch of a woman. No, not for anything crazy. No. For an HJ, $4,000. Brad Taste in Music needs 10 grand to feed his family challenge, except no, he's spending $4 grand just for 2.5 minutes of somebody's time. I did just want to make it clear that I was not lying about anything that I crashed out about over in the YouTube drama or the Brad Taste sub last summer. I think it would have been July 2024. I'm just going to put up a couple of brief screenshots here with Tina confirming that I was not lying about anything, and that she publicly was pretty much forced by Brad to defend Brad. And I do not blame her at all. As I said in my message to her, I completely understand she was in a trapped, abusive situation with a man that screamed at her like Batman interrogating the most heinous criminal in the world. And literally, all she did was take the dog out 30 minutes late.
Yeah, I almost got married. Good to know I didn't get carried away. Cause of the shit that she would say, to ruin my fucking day. My God, telling you it's like blackmail on my iPod on repeat.
It says so much that every editor that Brad has had, every person that runs the highlight channels, the Discords, his subreddit, every mod has turned on him. His own mods posted the abuse audio link to the Google Drive in his own community tab post because they still have access to the channel, because Brad is such a lazy fuck that he pawns off all responsibilities on everyone. And I know for a fact because I have seen the list of chores. Tina shared with me the list of expectations that this man had for her on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis, and it's fucking insane compared to the nothing that man baby did.
See, I'm really scared of her because she's smarter than me. Our relationship, like, I'm younger than her. I'm just saying I'm really glad she put out the video. The idea of I'm being blackmailed, like, is finally out of my head. And I think that she knew that because she, again, is really smart. She gets, like, lots of help mentally. Like, she is very clear-headed.
I know too much. I feel like I know too much, and I want to unhear and unsee some of these things because this has all been playing out. I mean, he's uploaded so many different videos, and I'm recording this after he's uploaded and deleted yet another video titled Sorry, in which case he doesn't say the word sorry anywhere other than the video title. He does not apologize. He says, "Oh, I'm scared. I was scared of Tina because she's so smart." You're fucking scared? Bro, go listen to the audio if you need to, if you're still having your doubts and that's what it takes to convince you that this is a fucking monster. Yeah, that's exactly what he is. It's an egotistical monster that I'm sure was made worse by fame, but he was sick long before that. There's an illness of flip-flopping, of people-pleasing, of the narcissist has to be liked by everyone. And if they can't control that narrative, it drives them insane, which leads to him making video after video, thinking, this is it. Wow, he uploads SI, a 30-minute video that is just one of the wildest train wrecks, the most unhinged, awful things I have ever seen. So casually talking about abusing his fiance, someone that he allegedly loves. It's some of the most delusional stuff that you will ever find. And he consistently flip-flops on whether or not, oh, I'm smoking weed, it's awful for me. Actually, it sends me into psychosis. Actually, now I'm smoking weed with my friend in the park and we're listening to albums and it's great. Which is it, Brad?
We would go and watch a movie, and then we would sit at the park, sometimes in my car. We would smoke weed, and we would listen to music. So I just started driving and listening to music, thinking like, okay, will this song like go hard, you know, being high in a car with him, you know? And I ended up just like saving a bunch of songs.
Brad taste in music, stay off the internet for more than 11 seconds challenge. Impossible. He cannot do it because he's addicted to all of it. To anything, to the last remnants of his relevancy. Do not give it to him. Watch re-uploads. Don't ever give the view to Brad. Make sure that nothing's going through to AdSense. And YouTube, that's a channel that maybe you should look into demonetizing on the off chance that he does try to come back and start making red-pilled content reacting to Jelly Roll, because I could see that as a viable grift for him down the way. I recommend Slyboy has made some good videos. If you're looking for somebody who is involved with the community's perspective, the Brad Taste and community. Yeah, pretty much. I'm going to hit that sub button. You guys should too. Human Reviews, thank you for supporting the channel and the community here as well. Brad Taste in Music, Ronnie Radke, Finn McKenty, all names that are in one hell of a handbasket. When Brad continues coming back again and again, asking for your empathy, for your sympathy, for your finances possibly, do not give him any of that ever. Because attention is the only thing that he thrives on. And quite frankly, this is the last time that I plan on giving it to him. It's just been way too much insanity to not speak on in some capacity. Brad, you were somebody that I knew. You were somebody that would call me at moments where you felt extremely insecure. You would reach out when you needed something. But You were never there for me. You were never there for your editors. You were never there for your mods. You used, abused. Because you're a narcissistic, egotistical, sociopathic tendency, pussy-ass bitch loser, freak, who can't stay off the internet for more than 5 fucking seconds, who performs actions to gain empathy, not because he actually believes in said progressive ideals or the entire idea of rehab. This is the man, you, who said, oh, I went to rehab and I guess I learned a few things. Fuck the fuck off, Brad. You went to outpatient rehab where you were not even giving up phone and internet access. You were not committed to actually recovering. You wanted a certificate so that you could prove to your audience that you were rehabilitated so that, guess what? Your image goes back to squeaky clean and everybody at Hive Mind loves you again. Fantana wants to collaborate. The DMs are flooded. Fuck you, buddy. It's never happening again. Nobody in this community wants anything to goddamn do with you. You fucking piece of human trash. I don't know what else to call you, Brad. You're a scummy liar. You're a gaslighter. You're an abuser. And you're somebody that I never want to hear from on this platform ever fucking again.